Hi gang, how are we doing? So on to mobility, we're day 6. Our routine today will be using a combination of static stretches, foam rolling, myofascial release, so release of the fascia around the muscle, and also a little bit of trigger pointing with our lacrosse ball. So, not going to waffle on too much, let's start the routine. 10 seconds, we are going to start with a static stretch, and you've guessed it, my favourite one, we're going in. Nice long lunge. Because if we do this at the start of every session, you're going to notice a difference as we go on. Small little improvements. Looking to sink our hips down towards the floor. Knee open slightly. Breathe out. Ease into the stretch. So ideally, like we talk about, you want to be warm before we stretch. It's not a bad thing if we're not warm, but you are going to have to spend the first few minutes very gradually easing into these stretches. Don't go full on in. If you're already warm, you can just go straight into these stretches because the muscles are all prepped and primed. It's like an elastic band, really. Right, if you kind of play around with it a bit, make it a bit warm, and stretch it, it's less likely to go ping than if you, from cold, just go yoink. It's more likely to snap. Obviously, that's not what I'm saying about our muscles. They probably won't go snap, but we want to reduce the likelihood of that. Just try and relax into the stretch. So we'll start with some static stretches, and then we're going to move on to the foam roller, which is just going to press a little deeper into those muscles, and then finally, really deep, we're going to go into some trigger pointing. We're going to go to the other side. This time, adopting a bit of more of an upright position, tucking those hips under. We've done this one before. We want the stretch to be in the front of the leg, rolling down towards the knee. So that means push your body weight forwards, but keep that chest up. Don't tip through. Hip pushes through, squeeze the glute. Ease it in. Deep breath. So our next stretch, what we're going to do is we're going to extend this leg out, make it straight, point the toe, and then we're going to reach through for a hamstring stretch. So we extend the leg out, we point the toe, and then we ease it through. If you can, try and get both hands down, but right now my hamstrings are just far too tight to do that. So I'm leaning over slightly. And that's okay to do at the start, but if you have got the flexibility, you are going to try and go both hands down and reach through. Ooh, like that. So when we get to our 30-second marker, all we're going to try and do is keep the body position where it is, but we're going to bring the toe back towards us. And that's going to start stretching the calf out a bit more. Here we go. Whoa. And because the calf's all connected, all the muscles are connected, you might feel it a bit more in the hamstrings as well. Potentially even the lower back, if you do suffer any tightness there. So we're going to start transitioning into the other side. Upright position, hip come through. So I've done these stretching series before, and I kind of kept it quite short. I kept it about 6-7 minutes long, potentially up to 8, but it really is one of those things The longer you stretch, the better. Obviously when you're first starting out, not to hold positions for too long, but to really get a benefit, you are looking for a minimum of a minute, and that's what we're doing right now per stretch. So now, oh sorry, keep this position. Tucking that hip under. So now we're going to start taking that leg, foot forwards, extend the leg, point the toe, reach it through. Checking out that other hamstring. Does it feel tighter than the other side? Yes, no, maybe, same. There's no right or wrong answer. Generally, you will find that one side will be a bit tighter than the other, and usually your dominant side, which is your strongest side, will be a bit tighter because you use it a bit more. General rule of thumb, if something's strong, it's generally tighter, not always, and something which is weaker is generally looser. So, we're going to bring that toe back towards us. Almost forgot that. So for our next one, we're going to swap legs. We're going to bring that leg through, but now we're going to bring that foot across the body, drop the knee down towards the floor, and we're going to go into our pigeon stretch. Trying to get those hips round, facing forwards, chest down towards the knee. Just deep breath and breathe out. Focus on your breathing. Focus on where you should be feeling this, and that should be around this area here, in the glute, in the butt. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to go to the other side. Take that leg through. Make sure that knee is at close to 90 as you can. If the heel is in, you're not going to feel it as much as if that heel is out and away. One thing I do notice is this side is a lot better than the other side. So next, we are going to move on to our foam roller. And we are going to start with our right side, our right leg. So I'm going to come into a seated position. Transition time. Foam roller is going to come underneath. And then from there, we are going to start with that right hamstring, lifting the body weight up, rolling it down towards the butt, and up towards that knee. Try and relax the foot forwards. From there, we're going to find a tight bit, and then we're going to place more weight onto it. And then slowly we're going to roll. So we increase the intensity now. We're adding more weight, more pressure through into the hamstring. Right, sticking with the same leg. What we're now going to do is simply get the calf into play. Lift and roll. There's pretty much no one out there without quite tight calves, so you should feel this almost instantly. It's quite tender, quite sore. You think you do use your calves a lot during the day. You use your legs in general a lot during the day, but feet, calves, ankles take a lot of pounding. So again, if you can, we're going to place a little bit of weight, more weight onto it. You might not be able to do that. If you can't, that's okay. Just going to warm them up, make them a little bit sore. Now I'm going to go to the other side. Left leg, starting with the hamstring.